I'm playing a video game right now, so I'm a little bit distracted, but I wanted to talk about something. My hair. And honestly, looking back at my life, I find myself wishing that, at least during high school, I was the type of person who liked taking pictures. I don't take a lot of selfies. I'm not a picture person. There's very little evidence that I existed at all before I made YouTube videos. And I think you can see a little bit of some of it in a few of my older videos on this channel. My hair is this wild, unmanageable mess. And once I got past elementary school, and my grandmother moved out, mom stopped paying attention, uncle went to a completely different state. The people that were around me who cared about my appearance, they stopped forcing their will on me. And so it got to a point where, like, I can decide what to do with my hair. And so I did nothing with it. I did nothing. Like, I barely washed it. Like, I mean, I'd get in the shower, it would get wet. But, like, I never really bothered. Like, oh, yeah, put soap in there, scrub it, and all that other shit. So, like, for me, through most of high school, my hair was just a ridiculous mess, which you can, like I said, look at some of my old YouTube videos, you can see it. Lately, I don't know why, I've just felt more like keeping it short as I've gotten older, just so that there is less to deal with, especially just because now, I'm worried about getting paychecks and stuff like that, and even though I don't care how I look, other people will care, and so, I have to at least be presentable when you go to job interviews and other stuff like that. When you're trying to convince people to give you their money, for some reason, they're less likely to do that if you have a bad haircut. Which is stupid, but that's just how the way the world works, so you gotta know how to play the game if you want to survive sometimes. But I do remember, like, I've never really cared personally, like, how my hair looks. Like, I've said it before in a different vlog. Like, I don't spend the entire day looking at the top of my head. Like, I can't see it. I rarely look in mirrors. I don't even watch my own videos when I record them. When I start editing videos again, I'm gonna have to start seeing my face again. But, like, I really don't pay much attention to me. Like, I don't really like looking at myself, listening to the sound of my own voice. Like, I don't really care, like, about my own appearance and, like, what other people, how other people perceive me and that shit. But I do remember, like, fondly that there were times when I was younger and I would experiment with my hairstyles. For the most part, it was just that wild, unmanageable mess, which a lot of people would see it and they'd think maybe it was twist, something, but no, it was just nappy. And it's kind of funny the different reactions I would get. Basically, to put it in the simplest of terms, white people would be like, "Oh my god, your hair's so cool, how'd you get it like that?" And then black people would be like, "Your hair nappy, boy, you need to brush it." I mean, just in general terms. That's pretty much how people reacted to me, just in general. Like, people in the circle, they know what it's about, and they know that it ain't right. And everyone else was so impressed, like, wow, how'd you pull that off? And I'm like, I was born like this. Which is actually kind of true, I just woke up like that. But, yeah, there were a few times where I would try the different hairstyles. A couple of times, like, rather than just straight up brushing it, I would actually just use a straightening iron, straighten out my hair so that my fur would be all nice and puffy and fluffy and stuff. Because I do have naturally curly hair, and it tends to just keep curling in, and then the curls get tangled up in each other, and that's how it gets to looking like it does. I don't like it. So it's a good and bad. I mean, on the one hand, it looks like I have a cool, interesting hairstyle, and so it's easier to get away with just having nappy and nasty hair. So, but then when I want to do something with it, oh, you can't get them out. You just gotta shave it all off. So, yeah, there have been times where I straightened my hair to give myself a fro, and then there was, like, for about 3 days, I had a carbon blue hairstyle. For those who don't remember, Corbin Bleu, he was one of the black guys from High School Musical. You know, the only one that anyone paid attention to. I mean, there were other black guys there, but Corbin Bleu is the only one whose name anyone bothered to remember. He was also in a bunch of other Disney Channel stuff. But yeah, I had my hair like his for about 3 days, and it only lasted for 3 days because it was fucking hard to manage. I swear, I'm not even lying. Like 3 hours a night to keep it like all in that kind of shape, and I'm just like, hell no, not even gonna bother. There have been times where I had like my hair kind of looked like Vegeta from DBZ. Well, basically, I mean, that happened the first time on accident. I had my fro out and a bird pooped on me. And so while I'm trying to clean it, the water is kind of like poofing my hair down. And so I'm like, even it out, even it out. And so I'm standing in the mirror trying to get it all to look the same. And I'm like, ooh, let's try this, let's try this. Boom, Vegeta. And everyone was like, awesome, dude. And so I've gone with that a few times. Oh, I did have cornrows for about 3 months. I got it just for the summer, and it was fun. I liked it, but it's too much work. I mean, like it's you're sitting in that chair for what felt like 3 hours. It might not have even been like one or so, but yeah, I just. I don't think I'm gonna go through that again. But it was fun and people liked it. But then I just eventually got tired of it, just pulled it all out. I also had a couple of hairstyles that I tried after college, a few newer ones. One of them, I called it the Weeping Willow. When basically what it is like I find like the epicenter of my head, which is like right around here, and I pull everything out so there's kind of like a bald spot right on top of my head. And also, like, I do that while I'm in the shower so that when I get out, like, I don't dry off the top of my head. Like, I wipe down my face very carefully and then I dry everything else, and then I just kind of let my hair drip down, and the weight of the water is pulling the hair down and it drips dry. And which for some reason, just letting it dry naturally, at least for my hair, I don't know if it's the same for all of you, when it dries naturally, it kind of gets like crispy. Is that the right I don't know if that's the best word I can come up with. It might not be the most accurate description, but it's the one that makes the most sense to me. Like, my hair gets crispy when I let it dry naturally, and so it's kind of, yeah. So but anyways, so yeah, I had that Weeping Willow thing. Just the hair just kind of, like, if you've ever seen a weeping willow, it's a very beautiful tree. I love it, and I would try to imitate that, and I liked it. I think it did well enough. I think I might have recorded a few videos with that haircut. I'd have to check, but I don't think I did. But I know I loved it, and just everything going down. And there was also well, I called it my Sonic the Hedgehog look. Other people always said it looked like I went through a wind tunnel. Well, basically, I would get my hair really wet, and then out of the shower, I would put a beanie on, and I would make sure to put it on front to back, pulling it down over my head, and then when I took it off, I'd pull it back, front to back, and then my hair would just all be like pulled backwards and stuff. I thought it was cool. Everyone else made fun of it, but I still did it a few times. That was the easiest one to do because I'd also done that a couple of times, like to the left, to the right, having my hair all facing forward. Like, the easiest thing to do is just front to back, like getting it all facing to the left, getting it all facing to the right. I realize I'm pointing my hands in different directions. The camera's throwing me off. But so yeah, so I've experimented a few times with the stylings of my hair, and sometimes it is fun, I'll admit that, but for the most part, I'm just too lazy to really give a fuck most days. But since I am currently keeping it short, I have found myself missing the times when I would be able to just have some fun trying out different looks with it. But at the same time, like I said, money is an issue right now. Like, once I've gotten myself established at a place in my life, in an industry and stuff like that, where like I know I can get away with, then fuck it. I'm never cutting my hair again. Let it grow, let it grow, let it grow, and then I'll start, see if I can bring back some of those classics again. Also, I'm gonna be using the US mail for the first time in a long time. So, yeah, I gotta go buy some stamps, which kind of upsets me because I was planning on not leaving the house at all. And so I just gotta make a quick trip to the store, pick up some stamps, mail a few things. Because if I don't send them out like now, like they're not gonna get to where they need to go. I hate having relatives because every now and then just if I don't I haven't cut them out of my life completely, so unfortunately they still expect me to keep in touch and send presents, which I'm not really putting any effort into it. Everybody gets a card. Everyone gets a card just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I know you exist. Bye. And that's it. I'm putting no real effort into Christmas presents this year. I'm trying to save up money. Or at least that's what I'm telling them. I've got plenty of money saved up. I just don't fucking feel like getting you any presents. So everybody gets a cheap ass card. I've got to poop. Bye.